Well, we're taking your plant calls now with Lisa Briggs from the Bruce Company.
The number to call, 608-270-9933. We have 2 lines open if you have a question for Lisa. Hi, Lisa.
Hello. How are you guys?
Good. How are you?
Not too bad.
All right, let's go to the calls. We'll start with Mary in Middleton. Hi, Mary. What's your question?
Hi, my question is, how common is it to get 3 stems on your amaryllis with a total of 9 florets?
Wow.
Wow.
That is a lot. Generally we can count on 2. Every once in a while, when your bulbs are big enough and mature enough to send out 3 spikes, they will. So lucky you. It sounds like you know what you're doing, but just for everybody else, when it's done flowering, you cut it back to here at the bottom of this flower spike, and then let the green leaves develop over the spring and summer. And then you can do a dormancy thing. You can get information from us, usually around the end of August.
You can almost watch those flower stems grow. They come up so fast.
Yeah.
They do come up really fast.
All right. Let's go to Ann in Potosi. Hi, Ann. What's your question?
Hi, I want to call about pruning a bridal wreath, and if I prune it once the weather gets warmer, do I put a sealer on the cuts? I'd like to prune now.
Well, bridal wreath is a spirea that blooms on old wood. So the flower buds are set, so any pruning that you're doing now is going to remove flowers. If you can wait until after it's done flowering, so that's probably late April, early May, that would be better for you and for the plant. But if you do decide to go ahead and prune it now, you don't have to put anything on those pruning cuts at this time of year. They'll be fine.
Okay.
Okay. What about when it gets warmer, then, if I wait until after it flowers?
You don't have to, for the most part, unless there's some extenuating circumstance, you do not need to treat pruning cuts with any kind of sealer or anything like that.
Okay, good.
All right, thank you for calling. Let's go to Steve in Fitchburg. Hi, Steve. What's your question?
I've got garlic cloves in the ground that I planted last fall. Now with this warm weather and all the rain or whatever, I'm concerned that maybe these cloves are going to rot out and freeze on me. Is there anything I can do?
If your ground has good drainage, then it will not. It'll drain through and do what it's supposed to do. The warmer weather might allow a little bit of development. You might see some green coming up if the weather stays warm. That isn't anything to be worried about, but if you want to put down like a light mulch, either branches from your Christmas tree or some chopped up hay or something, that will insulate the ground and keep it cold, and that will slow that process down.
Okay, sounds good. Let's go to Jenny now in Madison. Hi, Jenny.
Hi there. I have a real quick question for you regarding my bay tree. I think it's probably about 40 years old, and I bring it inside every winter. And like you said the other day, we haven't had a lot of sun, and some of the leaves are kind of browning on the tips. Is there a good fertilizer or something I could be treating it with right now?
You really want to hold off on fertilizing until maybe after the 1st of February. Right now, plants are still pretty dormant, and it's been kind of cloudy, and so they're not really doing much active growing. They really don't need to be fertilized until we see the days are noticeably longer. That's usually right around Groundhog's Day. Once you do that, just for a bay, just a general organic fertilizer will be fine.
Okay.
All right, good. Good luck to you. Let's go to Kurt from Horicon. Hi, Kurt. What's your question?
Yeah, I'm planting indoors before taking them outside, and it seems like the soil maybe loses its nutrition, and I was just wondering if there's something that I can do to help them grow better before I take them outside and plant them.
Lisa, were you able to hear that? It was a little hard to hear, Kurt. He's planting seeds inside the house, and how does he prevent them from dying?
Okay, so the big things with planting seeds inside, the #1 killer of new seedlings is a fungal disease called damping off. And so the best way to prevent that is to make sure your pots or your grow pots are clean, your trays are clean, and to use germinating mix instead of potting soil. Germinating mix is much more sharply draining. When I water my seedlings, I tend to, when they're really small, I tend to use a mist bottle on the soil so they don't like flood over and sort of tip over. and make sure that they get plenty of light. When the light is low, they get really stretchy and sort of gangly, and they tend to fall over. If you want to fertilize them with something, you can use something gentle. I like to use a fish emulsion. You can do it at like half strength, and then you can water with that.
All right, spring is on the way.
I know, it makes you feel like spring, doesn't it? It really does.
Lisa, we're out of time. Thank you all for calling in. We'll see you next time.
See you guys later.
Thanks, Lisa.